Hey there.
Hey, what's up? Is that Ugway?
No.
Okay.
It's why.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Y? Do you have any more good sex with Gilmore?
No, he hasn't given me any more overpowered stats yet.
So that's what it takes to buy you, huh? You just one staff for a staff. Trade a stick for a stick. Polish my knob, I'll polish your knob.
You make me laugh, and that makes me happy.
Mathematically, I think you're sound. I like your math. It makes sense. I just checked it. Looks good.
Also, by the way, what you gave me is like just kind of good.
First of all, I didn't give you anything. You picked up the shield. Don't be putting that on me.
If this was I don't know if this was a good decision.
What's the man? What's the get at, man? Give me what's the you believe this
Okay,
guy?
so I actually have a question. Is that actually in the module that there's something this powerful just chilling?
Yeah. Yeah, but that is actually in the module. The staff that Y picked up, that was not. But the Shield of the Hidden Lord is actually in that room and in this, yes.
Oh, well, you know that there's going to be pain, right?
I like that. That sounds good. I like where this is going.
Because I can't get hit by projectiles.
Oh, yeah, there's like some kind of Magneto thing going on with that shield.
Crossbow, arrows, all that. It's just a no you. I've already used an attunement slot.
Isn't your AC already like 22? Like just baseline?
Now it's 21. With the
ridiculous.
shield.
Level 5, 21. Come on.
And if I go into my shell, I can have a 25 AC.
That sounds balanced?
So guess what there's gonna be a lot of?
What?
Slingshotting turtles.
Oh, shit. Slingshotting turtle.
Also, I need to revisit the, what was the guy's name? I forgot to take the note. The Super Inventor Man for my slingshot. Because I took everything away from Adrian. That was really mean of me.
It's pretty rude. If I remember right, it was like some kind of very shallow joke on Archimedes. Archimedes or something like that.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go visit him. Ugway's... I like how no one's asked how old Ugway is. They all think he's this old wise dude, but he's like a teenager in turtle years. He just
It's
pretends
all those wrinkles,
to be older.
man. He's got all them folds. Makes him look older than he is.
I don't have any folds.
Yeah, you got lots of folds. You got all the folds. Like fat stacks of cash and wrinkles. Because you're a turtle.
I don't have any cash.
I guess most of the money in this game is coin, huh?
Yeah. Oh, also I can speak every language now, so thank you.
Don't remember that. Is that part of the shield?
Yep.
The fuck?
I'm always affected by the spell Tongues and spell Protection from Arrows.
I do remember that shield being pretty boss.
So, no secret conversations anymore. And with my passive insight of 18 and passive perception of 15, nothing's getting by Ugway.
He sees all and apparently is protected from all.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to start giving your bad people enchanted bows, and even that won't work.
I don't give them shit, man. I just am like, oh, this is what's in the module. It's ancient white dragon. Okay, ancient white dragon tries to, let's see, what's this say? Oh, devour you whole, and you instantly die. Ah, okay, well.
Shame, campaign over. GG, everyone.
Well, that's unfortunate, everyone. Y'all want to re-roll Strahd? All right.
Dude, I would play Strahd.
That is the other module I have.
I will play that with you.
I have heard. Yeah, all right, dude. Damn. I've heard. I was talking to this other DM who was running Strahd. He said it was kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh, it is, but it's so much fun.
I don't doubt it. It looks fun, but that castle, bro, I'm gonna have to read that probably like 2 or 3 times before trying to.
Yeah,
put that.
I've read all 3 Strahd, and I really want to play it as a player.
So, yeah, okay, all right.
I'm literally gonna build the most screw you ever build for Strahd.
Could be a problem against a vampire. I feel like he might have Achilles' heel.
I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build a blood hunter that's target is only undead.
Right, just a Van Helsing motherfucker.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot wooden stakes from his crossbow. Where's everyone else? I might be adopting a cat.
Oh, kitty cat?
His name's Thanos, and he's completely black.
That's awesome.
Racist. No, kidding.
What? Huh? That is the discourse, just like automatically whenever you say racist.
Yeah, racist.
That's cool, man. I like cats. That's cool that you're adopting too.
I might be adopting. I have to convince my dad first.
That is the tricky part.
He's allergic too.
Ugh.
Yeah. I want to point out how I one-shot a barb devil. I'm still immensely proud of this.
Yeah, you guys might be a little overtuned, but yeah, definitely one shot and just stuffing things.
You should probably get the Avery bot.
What's the Avery bot?
I sent you the link. I think I put it in the links chat. Yeah, so go up just above
the dice
4.
rolling app?
Yeah.
I got
Because
the
quite frankly,
uh-huh.
I don't remember the last time Wise failed a throw. Not saying anything, but you know.
I was thinking about maybe heading over to Roll20. Fantasy Grounds has been giving me a little bit of lag. I'm not sure if it's my
I could actually do Roll20.
hardware. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be like a hardware or software.
I'm out of
problem.
spells though. When do we get a long rest?
The last time you guys have had a long rest was probably before heading into the Vantampur Villa.
When do we get a long rest?
When do you get a long rest?
Yes, I
When
need
you take
it.
one.
DM, don't play with my feelings like that, homie.
I'm just saying you can have one when you take one. I'm just saying. Maybe
I'm
you
gonna
try and
get
sit down and you take one and you go to sleep and you know something sneaks up
Why's
on you.
gonna steal from me when I rest again?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Haha,
you could wake up
joke's on
new.
him.
Who knows?
Joke's on him. He doesn't have enough strength to use the shield.
Oh, that is funny.
Because it is technically a large shield, you need like a 17 strength to use those. So, good times. Happy trails.
Right, he goes to like heist the shield from you. He's like, oh god.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, I can speak all the languages now.
All the languages. I have all the tongues.
So I also know who the person is, Gargara.
Well, I don't know who that is. Who?
Who? Here, let me sound it out. Gargoth. Gargoth?
Look, if you know who Gargaroth is, I mean, I've heard the name, but, you know, that's just like a rumor hearsay who Gargaroth was or who he is now. I heard he died, was the rumor. Got on Zariel's bad side, but, you know, something you don't want to do around these parts.
Zariel? Well, I don't like Zariel. Asmodeus is my man.
Zariel works for Asmodeus.
Exactly.
Ah. Well, maybe works for is the wrong word, but they have an agreement. And works for is 2 words.
Also, I've been looking at homebrew clerics and stuff. I think I found a homebrew cleric.
Do tell.
I'm still trying to find a good one. I said I think I found one.
Ah.
But I do have a 9 Hells Barbarian domain that is sick.
That does sound fucking sick. They're probably the one.
It's awesome. At 14th level, you can literally summon demons because you're a commander in the infernal armies.
Wow.
I should have played him for this.
Might have been more appropriate, but I don't know. Great cleric works too, actually.
To know who I'm playing if Ugway dies.
If.
Sorry, when? When Ugway dies. Does that make you feel better? The fact that I said when?
I've abandoned all emotions. I haven't felt anything since probably a few hundred years. Scientifically speaking, it is more accurate. At least, 30% more factual.
Who are my other party members?
We had to sacrifice them all. The ritual required more bodies and souls, so into the pit. We all end up in the pit eventually, Ugway.
Hey, sorry, I won't be able to make this session. I'm so sorry not to tell anybody.
You're good,
You're
man.
good,
We'll catch you
man.
next time.
That's happened to me before. Don't even feel bad about it.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that kind of hurts the game because with 2 people, it's definitely tough.
Ugway, what did I tell you about having an opinion?
I'm not allowed to have one?
You're not in the
Apparently
opinion
not.
class. Oh, hey, Milk, what's up?
Hi. That's some nice rain.
Yeah.
Actually, can you send that to me? I actually want to play that for when I'm trying to stream.
Yeah, send it to me, but also turn it down a little bit.
Oh, keep it.
I'll go ahead and put it up to the group. We're missing Wyatt tonight. He's not going to be able to make it. Y'all want to proceed as planned or postpone the
down.
game? How do you feel?
I don't care.
I mean, nothing's gonna kill us, right?
No, pretty much. I'm pretty sure it's all. Well, it's mostly.
We're already out of the dungeon, so.
It's mostly. Back it up.
No, it's totally, mostly, almost all combatless tonight.
Oh, cool, a roleplay. I mean, I'm fine with proceeding. Now that I just have a depressed orc.
Oh no, how'd that happen?
He lost his purpose.
Oh no, that's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, realization finally hit him. He's like, what am I doing here?
Point. Just to suffer. Oh no.
Like, I guess Ugway killing off his target was kind of a trigger for him. And he just kind of didn't know what to do with himself anymore. He had finally kind of put all his like strength and effort into this one thing for a friend, and he didn't even get to go through with it. He started a whole revolution and everything, and then it's just so anticlimactic for him. So the shock of that happening was enough to just push him forward into like what one would consider a midlife crisis.
What I'm gonna say is you should have been quicker than that.
I mean, you just kind of hopped down there, no warning, and killed her right off the bat. There was no way to be quicker than that.
Hey, I only hit her like once, okay?
It wasn't the plan.
I just want to be clear here. I'm a good person.
I'm just glad this is the only time in history anyone has come in on a movement and co-opted it and turned it towards their own purposes. Oh, gonna go ahead and do a recap here.
Okay, that one's a bit loud. There you go.
That one's a bit loud. The
Sorry.
other-
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I know there's probably some stuff going on that we can't really understand at the moment.
No, it's just, you can understand it. It's just not in front of you, so it's like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I have the sliders in the wrong spot. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, be better than that, Dan!
I'm sorry. Previously,
okay,
last
don't
week
worry.
on Cock Die, descending onto the Vantampur Villa, Adrian parted ways with the party, leaving Ugway and Wide encounter Thavius Krieg, the High Priest of El Turel, and, unbelievably, leaving him unharmed while looting 8 chests. Shiny, sparkle, shiny, shiny. Adrian got loot and made good stealth rolls and was able to discover cultists, devils, and 2 secret passageways and a hidden mace and a hollow statue. Sherlock Holmes status before she could confront the Duke Vantampur in all of her evil badness. Ugway stepped around the corner with some Voldemort Death Eater magic and one-shot the big bad, sending her soul to hell. We now rejoin our heroes in the midst of a blackout drinking session while Ugway tortures prisoners. He laughed eagerly as he looked down at his prisoners.
So there's 2 of them, right? Just rerun me back over what's going on with them.
There are 2 of them in separate cells, correct?
One was like the Knights of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something.
No, that's later. You're not. How do you know about that? You are not
because you
allowed to
said
have
you said
Wikipedia. This
you
is the
said the female.
apocalypse.
No, you said the female was part of the Knights of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
The S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah, you did.
You're metagaming and you're reading Wikipedia. There was no Wikipedia in the Forgotten
You
Realms.
said that. You said that. You
Have
told me that
Wikipedia
last
in the
time.
Forgotten Realms.
DM, just clarifying, you said that last time. You told me that.
I'm gonna check the replay. Ref,
This is a devil of your own creation.
red flag. No,
I don't
what did I do?
remember anything other than what happens to my character.
It's nice to know that you don't care about Ugway.
Ooh, what?
You told
Well,
me
Ugway
she was a Knight of
isn't
Shield.
me.
This was your doing, DM. I'm just clarifying.
Everybody's quick to point the fingers. Everyone's quick to point the fingers and put blame on someone else, but when it comes to build the wall, no one's trying to help you out.
Just check it, dude. You said she was Knights of the Shield. And also...
The lady?
and also
Oh yeah, the prisoner? You did say
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Because Ugway was asking questions about them and telling them not to lie and stuff, and eventually they confessed about what they were doing. The guy was like some sort of researcher or whatever. Not really sure.
You're right.
But you did say something about the lady being part of some sort of knights or the group or whatever.
Yeah, Knights of the Shield.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe that was a secret. But yes,
Well,
you're correct. There are two people.
I can forget it.
Hey, DM,
Like,
do you want me
what's
to...
the Knight of Shield?
Yeah, what's the Knights of the Shield? Hold on.
What?
I use
Who
shade
is
water
this
to
woman?
cover up both their airways.
What? All
Look
right.
this.
Yeah, you do so. The second prisoner, as you look her over for a second time, is, like you stated, aristocratic human woman, but an old lady in her 70s.
Okay, I will then proceed to remove the water, and I'm gonna just ask him. Sorry, I just had a bit of a brain fart. Where did our conversation leave off?
Well, you were going to let me out of this prison cell.
You know, I think I've actually decided against that. I think it might be best if you stay down here.
Wait. I can tell you more about that shield on your back.
I already know everything about the shield. I attuned to it.
Then you probably had the pleasure of meeting the Hidden Lord.
Yes. What is his name?
Well, he's never actually told us his name, but he has made an agreement with
I ask his name. I just straight up asked him. I asked the shield telepathically what's his name.
Hello, yes, hello, yes.
Tell me your name, and let's be real. We've already lied to each other a lot, and I've called you out. You're not a very good liar, so maybe just tell me the truth. What's your name?
Well, I'll tell, once when I was a magnificent archangel, my name was Magnificent. Because, I was so magnificent, so that was my angel name. I was an archangel,
Now, what is your name?
Very powerful, high up in the angel society I was. Very powerful.
I'm gonna block him telepathically.
You can actually, so you break telepathic contact with him, but you notice that the shield, it's in this shape of a demon's face, and it starts to move. The teeth actually, the gems and the sapphires that make up its teeth start to, buck and move, and it actually starts talking to you face to face, not telepathically anymore. It can speak, the shield.
Shield, number one rule.
No, I was
Only
very
speak-
powerful up on the mountain, and
Shield,
at the very
shield,
top I looked
shield,
down upon
shield,
that. Yes.
Shield, you see
yes.
that person? Who is she? Who is she? And I want to point to the older woman.
Ah, yes, well, she is part of a cult, if you they worship me. I don't know why they do these things that they do, that they think I'm pretty great, though.
Are you talking to me telepathically, or are you saying this out loud?
That was out loud.
Shield, rule number one, only talk to me telepathically.
Yes, I'll only talk to you telepathically.
He says to you out loud.
The
Very
less-
loudly.
Shield, make me go put you back up on the wall.
Let's not be hasty.
Talk only telepathically, please. I'm begging you here.
So he actually speaks to you through your mind, and he struggles. You can tell, like, this guy's just barely on the knife's edge of sanity. He can kind of control himself, so he is speaking to you telepathically, but he is shouting inside your mind. Just an octave too loud.
Shield, dude, when's the last time you went to your therapist?
What is therapy? I don't know what you. Look, this one in particularly, she is a part of a group that is trying to use my supernatural powers to bring this city down into Avernus. This, perhaps a similar thing that happened to El Terrell. It's the downfall of the city. You need a catalyst, if you were, and my own awesome power is what this organization is trying to use me for.
How much do you care about these two? And I'm going to point to the male as well. Also, do you know who he is by chance?
Doesn't look like, no, they wouldn't know.
No, never seen him before in my life.
What about the woman?
Yes. Yeah, she's definitely part of the cult.
And how much do you care about her?
Well, frankly, they've stymied a little bit, stagnated. I thought they were had some potential. I thought they'd bring me back to the Hells when they sank this city into it, but frankly, I don't think they're gonna be very successful.
I'm going to say, and do you know what will happen to me if I kill the member of your Knights of the Shield?
I'm assuming, wonderful things, actually. You should totally do that. I'll reward you, if you kill both of these people.
Let's just be clear. You want me to kill these people, so the Knights of the Shield come after me, and then you get to them, and then you get in your friendly.
No, friend. Come on, I wouldn't do
Is he
that.
lying to me?
I have your back.
Is he lying to me? Is he lying to me?
He's
The
telling
end.
the truth.
No deception, insight check, or is that the actual truth?
So with your passive inside of 18, he looks deep in your eyes, and the sapphires that make up each one of his eyes glint and sparkle, and he says,
I will never betray you.
I want an insight check.
Go ahead.
What type of signs would the shield give off to tell you it's lying?
13, 21 total.
He's lying. The shield, it glistens in a way that you suspect is rather suspicious.
Oh, I thought we already went over the fact, don't lie to me.
Come on. I've been at the Shield a long time, friend. I mean, I'm just a little desperate. You gotta understand.
Adrian.
Yep.
Mysteriously, you look behind you as Y is, he looks like he puts his knees together, or it looks like he has to go to the bathroom, and he just turns around and sprints out of the dungeon.
Why is not my concern? I'm drinking away my sorrows. Plus, Y is a big boy. He can handle himself.
I would say Rayla probably comes up to you. Oh, wait, was she with? Nah.
It was with Ugway and Y when they went to see that
Yeah, Ray was
Thaddeus
with me.
Craig.
Oh yeah, Rayla's with me. Her.
No. She probably stayed with the group when you guys met back up. I would figure
Well-
at this point she would see you drinking yourself to.
Trying to drink myself under the table.
Literally. And she's going to walk up to you and say, No, you can't always run from your past. Not everything turns out like you might think.
Past. This was like 30 minutes ago, not even.
Adrian's gonna set the bottle down. And at this point, he's not entirely gray, but you can see it kind of blotching his skin like someone with vitiligo, but like vastly progressing. So he's just kind of pink and gray at the moment.
Right, he's got the splotchy cow kind of thing going, where he's like part
Yeah.
pink, part gray. Gotcha.
Yeah. And he's going to look Rayla straight in the eye. He's gonna be like, I'll keep running for as long as I have to if I keep avoiding it. There's no reason to sit down and think about it.
I have a brilliant idea. Kill the cow. While he drinks drunk.
Are you trying to make him commit suicide?
I have a brilliant idea.
But yeah, he'll pick up the bottle again and just down it, smash it like the rest.
Rayla will walk
That's
over
the cycle.
and kind of look over the bottles, look through the wine. She's picking up a bottle, putting it back down, checking the air, blowing off the dust. She'll pick up one of the nicer bottles that you notice is probably upwards of 10, at least 10, 15 gold pieces, brings over 2 of those bottles, put one in front of you, uncorks her own.
So now you're trying to share a drink with me. I think I invited you to that when we first met.
Set and setting, friend. You got to be in the right place in the right state of mind.
Ah, so my state of mind had to be absolute shit.
Sometimes you gotta go to a dark place to understand where other people are from. Can I tell you a story?
I'm always up for a good story.
Why does Rayla sound like a 50-year-old? This is chain smoker.
Don't you be asking me why Shayla sounds like an Irish person all of a sudden, alright?
It was Russian for a second. What's happening?
Oh.
I'm scared.
Rayla's a 9th level demon. She's from the 9th level hell. Run! Run!
That is Rayla changeling.
Rayla's skin peels away slowly as what's revealed beneath is,
Oh my god, she's a lizard person. Explain why she's so cold. Either way. Yeah, no. Tell the story.
She puts her chair back a little, takes another swig of the wine. It was over a century past when the Great Troubles began. Fiends roamed over the lands to the north and the west of El Turel. Fields were despoiled, livestock slaughtered, homes were razed, and people dragged off to a terrible and unknowable fate. Terror gripped the hearts of all. The city's cavalry rode across the land, striking down fiends wherever they found them, and suffered fearful losses, but it was never enough. For every fiend they destroyed, it seemed like there were 2 more appeared elsewhere, and the ruler of El Turel, the High Rider, asked his people to pray to the gods for aid. Everyone's astonishment, a mighty angel entered the city the next day. Her name was Zariel, which means companion of light. The prayers of El Turel had been heard, and help had come. Zariel located the gate through which the fiends were entering the natural world. On the fiends of the dead west of the city, in the fields of the dead west of the city, Zariel declared that she would lead the cavalry into Avernus, destroying the infernal hosts that were massing there, and striking a great blow against the forces of darkness. The Hell Rider sent out the riders of El Turel, now numbering in the many thousands, with Zariel at their head, riding a golden mastodon. With a great cry, Zariel and her army charged through the gate. The legions of Avernus trembled and buckled, but did not crumble. Zariel was defeated, and the remnants of her army returned to El Turel, overcome with grief at the loss of their glorious general, but confident that their lords of the 9 hells would think twice about threatening El Turel again. There was a great celebration to honor the valiant knights of the cavalry. who became known as the Hell Riders from that day on.
Is this like gonna be like the Thor thing, where it's like, oh, I don't talk about my past.
Ugway, you're
a
not there,
Valkyrie?
bro.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Adrian's gonna sit there, intently listening. Despite his drunken state, he realizes that this is an important moment for Rayla to be opening up to people. When she's done, he's gonna take a nice long swig of his drink and he's gonna be like, "That's rough, buddy."
Yeah. Yeah, some things happen, and, sometimes the optics, the myth is more important than the actual facts of what occurred, and I understand that you had a purpose, and your purpose was to kill the Duke. But, sometimes the deed is more important than the story, but sometimes the story is more important than the deed. The fact that she's dead is what's important.
She didn't die by my hands. I kept the promise to Morlock that I would be the one to do it. What's a promise if it isn't fulfilled? It's simply empty lies.
The Hell Riders lead their life under the shadow of empty lives. I am one of these Hell Riders, and I, every day, feel your pain of knowing that the goal that we set out with was unaccomplished, and that we fell very short.
And how do you deal with it?
You get up. Honestly, you fake it till you make it. Half of it.
I could use command.
Like a single tear is just gonna stray down Adrian's cheek. He's so heartbroken. But he's gonna just wipe it away quickly and down the rest of this nice wine. Man, this stuff tastes so good.
Which wine is
agree.
left in there?
Who would have known despair was so great?
Oh, no, it's delicious. Sometimes I agree, friend. Oh, boy. How to tell you.
Yeah, at this point, he's, fully morphed into, like, the gray with, like, an undertone of pink. Like, if you just press down on his skin, I guess you could see pink. But, like, for now, it's just entirely gray.
I'm so sorry.
You did this, Clay!
You know what? No. You know what?
So
I'm chalking this up to important character development.
Ha. Either way, he's gonna get up, finish putting some wines in his bag of holding, and just try to straighten up as much as you can when you're a little bit buzzed.
Is he drunk?
I mean, essentially.
Let's
I
go
guess.
ahead
I mean,
and
we did
see
some
how
checks.
drunk Adrian is. Go ahead and make a constitution check.
Con check.
Barbarian
It's just a regular check. Okay. $20. Well,
Yeah.
18 plus 2.
So your cheeks are feeling a little warm. You assume you're flushing. You're a little blushy, but you're feeling nice. Light on the toes. Good drunk. It's like good.
Dang it! Why do I have to be so good, Colin?
Oh, damn. I'm even a good drunk.
You really
Can I fail that save?
You can choose to fail the save, yeah.
I want to fail.
Okay, you choose to fail, so you find the line, you're feeling good, and you just go a little bit further. You take one of those cheap 1 silver piece bottles and you chug that down. That's gonna hurt tomorrow. That's gonna be a headache, but bump into
If
the
you're
wall a little
reading
bit.
this, the wine is now.
All right, so you guys start making your way out of the dungeon. Ugway, what are you doing?
I'm gonna use shape water and kill both these people.
Oh my god.
DM, quick question.
Go ahead.
I drink about like 7 or 8 wines. How many were in there? Because I'm taking all of them.
Go ahead and add 10
Oh my God.
bottles of put in your inventory 10 bottles of 10 gold piece wine, and then add as many. The walls are just coated in racks and racks of bottles of wine. So as many, I'd say up to, bag of holding. Yeah, probably up to 50 1 silver piece bottles of wine are available if you'd like to take the time to put them in your bag of holding.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why I can't.
Yeah, so you go ahead, find some boxes. You're like, all right, well, this will work right here. Start loading up the boxes, and you put in 50 bottles of 1 silver piece wine bottles in your bag of holding.
Jesus Christ!
Time to become a drunkard, boys.
Right.
Ugway wants some.
Really, for a filling
Ugway
my
isn't
course.
suffering.
Right.
Ugway just is living off the high of the kill right now. You don't need this.
Ugway has his own problem to worry about.
Go talk to your demon sugar daddy about it.
Sugar daddy? I mean, he does protect me from any projectile. It's not magical, so okay.
All right, Ugway, so we're back over to you. You are filling up these prison cells with water?
No, I'm using shade water, so just... before I do this, though, I'm gonna say, give me one reason why I should let you both live.
The first prisoner, the nerd human male, Erudites. He can see the steel look in your eye, and he says, I can help you with that shield on your back. I can help you figure out what's going on with that shield. Please, wait, pal.
Do either of you have families?
Yes. They both nod. Yes, of course. Yes.
I don't.
Are
think
they both being truthful?
Yeah.
They both being truthful.
Yeah, this guy's in his 50s. This woman's in her 70s. Yes, they have family.
Ask them if their family's alive.
Are your families alive, and how young are both your kids?
They both are just jumbling their answers back at you because they're both pretty nervous. Oh yes, I have 5 children. Each of them has 3 children. I have 14 granddaughter.
Is
On
that
my wife's side.
Is that the woman?
No, that was the man, and the woman's like, she got her own answer. I have 26 children, and I have 100 grandchildren.
Oh no, these
I'm gonna
blatant lies.
I'm gonna call the woman a whore and kill her.
Okay. Ugway's just like, my God told me to do it. God told me she was a whore.
Blah, 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 blah. She drowns to death as you shape water into her cell.
And you, sir?
He is at the back of his cell. Wait. There's a woman, Silvara Savicas. Silvara
Take
Savicas.
notes. I don't have any notes.
I'm not there to take notes. What do you mean?
I'm gonna give these to you later, please.
She is a wizard, a tiefling expert on the 9 hells. She can help you with that shield. Please wait. And this guy's
Okay,
just
kills
sobbing.
them
after they give them information.
When I release you, if you do anything to betray me,
No,
everyone you know-
I'll take you to
Okay.
Silvaria and
listen
Candlekeep.
to me. Listen to me. Everybody you know, everybody you have ever loved, will die.
He doesn't say anything. He just trembles in the back of his cell.
I want you to swear your fealty to me.
I swear.
Is he being honest?
Yes.
Is he being honest?
Yeah, he's urinated himself. He is completely shivering in fear of you. He's being honest.
Release him. And don't speak of this. You'll
Never.
pass my friend on the way out. I think she's in the alcohol cellar. I know that. Can I make that educated guess?
Yeah, I think that's where you left her.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna say, go to her. She'll get you what you need. So change your pants, man.
Okay, yes, all right away, sir. Absolutely.
disgusting.
Disgusting, lad.
Oh, you believe this guy? Disgusting.
And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, he'll scuttle out of the prison cell, and he'll make his way over to you, Adrian. And as he does so, You look around the rest of the room, and other than a few overflowing chamber pots and moldy bread being eaten by maggots, there's nothing of interest inside of the two cells.
So I just have the man coming up to me, just absolutely scared and dirty, I guess.
And a witness of a murder, this poor guy. So he'll come around the corner and very sheepishly look at you. Hello, are you friends with the turtle?
Adrian's gonna scoff and be like, "What do you want?"
I was told that you were enemies of the cultists, that you'd get me out of here. I can help you. That man,
I never told him anything about the cult. Just to be
The,
clear.
the cult down here, the Dead 3 cult.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he sees the dead bodies and stuff as he's walking, so.
These dead bodies and the shield he has, I can take you guys to Silvaria and Candlekeep.
Adrian's gonna put his hand up and be like, "Don't waste your breath, just come with me."
Thank you. You could definitely see the shoulders relax as he can tell finally someone competent and not insane.
I'm going to
Are there, you said there's a kitchen in this underground place, right? Because I saw the people leave from it with the sandwiches. I should know where that is.
So in the floor above you, there is the villa, which has its own kitchen. However, the cellar that you just walked through, it has its own little cult kitchen for the...
I'll go to the... Yeah, I'll go to the cult kitchen. Seems like the easiest thing at the moment.
All right. Yeah, so you walk through the cellar, through all the wine bottles. Rayla kind of tips back and gives you a nod as you cross through the kitchen threshold.
Sorry, just a quick question. Where's the girl that was with Frederick? Is she still with Frederick? Like just behind him?
Oh, the young woman? I believe you left her upstairs.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Nothing to worry about, right?
Because Adrian just left, I'm going to
My stuff stopped working for a second, sorry.
Sorry. Do you want to... Okay. Well, it's still your go then. I'm a generous murder turtle.
The kitchen, does it have all the stuff I need to make a sandwich?
It does.
Alright, I want to make 4 sandwiches and find some... Oh, no. I don't need water, I'll just give him some wine.
All right, yeah. So you take off a big honk of meat that's hanging up there, start chopping that up. You find some bread. It's a little stale, like it's been down here for a couple of days.
Just pretend it's toasted, don't worry.
Does she need to make a performance check for how good the sandwich is?
No, it's not a timed event. There's not a time crunch. So I'd say you take your time. You break off the the rotting, moldy cheeses into the bread, and you take the meat.
It's just blue cheese. Don't worry. It's just blue cheese.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Food poisoning? Never.
My con seems pretty good. It'll be fine.
Man, you have 4 sandwiches.
Alright, I'm gonna take the sandwiches out to the guy and set some on the ground, and then take out one of the bottles of wine and set it down as well.
All right, as you do so, and as you come out of the kitchen, you see... here it is.
Did the guy not mention this on his way in?
Around the corner, you see a Tressum trot into view, apparently ignoring you as it passes by the table you just sat at with your sandwiches. Its wings lay resting and folded on its back, and it lightly pads its way by. The white-gray fur fades to a silvery feathered wings that bounce slightly. The Tressum looks at you, Adrian, walks directly up to you, and starts mewing as it approaches and starts rubbing against your leg. And it's doing those like little kneading bread pirouettes where it's like trying to rub against your leg and then turning around and then rubbing the other side and purring loudly.
Is this like a demon cat?
I'll pet it.
It continues to purr loudly.
Yeah.
This is
I'll keep
Adrian's
petting it.
cool thing.
You can tell
I
it
love
likes
that cool
it
thing.
likes you.
Oh.
Adrian,
wow.
this is your cool thing.
Who knows? And I'm gonna turn over to the guy with the sandwiches, not really stopping with my hand on the trestle, because that's kind of calling, honestly. I mean, and I'm gonna say, all right, eat your food. The cultists have some robes and stuff, and I'm sure there's probably working water somewhere in the villa. We'll get you cleaned up, and then we'll leave. I'm also gonna hand Frederick a sandwich.
Frederick takes the sandwich and you can tell he's pretty hungry. I mean, he's a thin butler gentleman, so.
Oh no, Frederick.
No,
Oh,
no,
we're
madam,
gonna
it's
have to
fine.
start feeding you well.
Well, I appreciate that, madame. I do try and keep, in my old age, I try and keep the weight on. It's difficult these days. It really falls off you once you get past 70.
Ah, don't worry. I'll take care of it.
Grandpa doesn't have a problem with that.
The
Then I'm
tressum
gonna...
you see down by your feet is like licking and eating up the scraps that fall down.
Hmm,
Yeah.
it's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna hand some wine to Frederick.
Thank you, my lady. I appreciate that very much.
Everyone just needs to eat every once in a while. I mean, just enjoy some wine, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. It really takes the edge off. It's funny, I see Slobber Chops has taken a liking to you.
And he throws down a little piece of
Slobber
his.
chops.
I'm gonna look at Frederick and be like, who, what now?
Oh, the family Vantampur pet. The Duchess has had Slobber Chops for quite a while. An odd little animal, I believe. He's some kind of byproduct from a wizard experimenting on cats, but
Sorry
very,
now.
very wonderful creature. This one in particular, great attitude. It's wonderful.
And he's gonna look down at the Tressum and kind of squish
Slobber
his...
chops. His name is Slobber chops.
He's gonna look down at Slobber Chops and he's gonna cup his head in his hands. He's gonna like, so you're without a master now. This is your chance to be free, you know?
He'll look at you with big doughy eyes and be like, "Freedom? I've always been free." Kind of ruffles his wings.
So you're, of course, doing this of your own whim, then?
I'm a cat.
Oh yes, cats are the rulers of everything. There was at no point where you were enslaved, you were doing the enslaving.
Well, I'm glad you see it from our perspective.
I have a bit of a experience with the animals.
Well, I mean, at least when the cats rule everything, we have at least pulled a facade, a veneer over everyone's eye where they believe they are the master and that they are providing a warm and cozy environment for us out of their own choice. The illusion of choice is what makes them happy. Free will? That's what we've given them.
You're quite the majestic and manipulating creatures.
Start purring. Hop onto your lap.
He'll continue petting. He still seems kind of dejected, but being able to pet the Tressum has given him something to focus on. And now he has another person to add to the little posse.
Animal posse is continuing to grow. Ugway, are you heading back to
I'm just looting, just quick looting, so it doesn't take them a whole time. Just looting whatever rooms I can, and looting the body of the woman.
Right. You look through her stuff and you find
Assuming
no weapons,
nothing,
no
she was
armor.
enslaved, yeah. What do I find? She's just a 7-year-old. that was captured.
Yeah, you just find an old lady's body. She was just a prisoner, didn't have anything on her in her cell or anything on her person of note.
So no body
What would you
tattoos
like to
or
hear?
scars or anything like that that would be
Yeah.
of importance.
That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Actually, no. You can tell that this woman was of a high-born,
I do strip her bare to be sure. Like, just being
Okay, thank you for
Yeah,
clarifying.
Ugway, sure.
Yeah, you get that
You just
70-year-old
to be
body
sure,
out.
Ugway.
Shut up.
Didn't know you had those type of tastes. That would explain why you burned
I'm
through
just gonna, I'm just gonna,
Ugway.
Damn,
I'm
that's
just
kinky.
gonna clarify. You guys have yet to ask Ugway's age. You're assuming
Ugway,
he's
you've
an old
only been
girl.
killing old ladies. You killed
It's his
the
thing.
Duke.
It's
You
the
killed
only way
that
he
old
can come
lady
is if
in
he's
the
killing an
barn.
old lady with fire.
Ugway, why?
Ugway's a sadist. He's pleasured by people in pain.
Tell me that
I
it's
don't wanna be
second
around it.
degree. Ah!
Alright, you and your
Honestly-
weird twice.
Sorry about that.
Wait.
So you look around the rest
Wait,
of the
how old is
rooms.
Rayla?
No,
How old is
looks like the
Rayla?
only room that you haven't been in is this one up here.
So you know, Ugway's a young woman, and he's like 20. Human age, he's 20. Total age, he's like 3.
So Ugway, you make your rounds of the rest of the dungeon, and all you find is a cold storage room and a dining hall, which seems to have 2 long tables in it. In addition, there's a cold storage room. It just has a couple of empty hooks hanging, and one
Nothing
flayed
neato.
boar carcass at the back.
Nothing neato. Alright, I'll head back to Adrian. And using my last, I'm like, Adrian, we really need to rest.
Gestures to the table where he and the
No, like,
2 men that
for-
he has picked up
for
are
a few
eating.
hours. We need to go back to the inn. And with that, where's the animal army at this point, Adrian?
They're in this room with you.
Can I get behind Adrian? Because command is not somatic. Actually, it is somatic. I'm gonna go mingle. I'm gonna go.
Oh, well, why do you
mingle
want to
with
get me?
the
Ah,
animals.
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go mingle with the animals, and I'm gonna use my last spell slot, cast command. One on the cow and one on like a lion or a big dog.
Oh no.
Interesting. So you're trying to cast command.
Just so we're clear, this is at 2nd level, so I can command 2 creatures.
Are you trying to
I
get
see.
the big dog to kill the cow?
Tell the cow suicidal, make the dog want to kill the cow.
All right. What is the saving throw on the
Wisdom.
cow, or on the cow, and then you
It
probably
saves. It is what it saves.
meow, meow, meow.
Did they get
What do they got to roll in their save?
wisdom saves?
Yeah. So a wisdom save of what? They failed.
What'd they get? What'd they both get? Because it's 16 only.
Both
16.
of them failed.
Okay, beautiful. Dog's command, do everything in your power to murder the cow. Cow's command, suicidal.
I'm pretty sure you can't command someone to commit suicide. I
But we
command you to
clarified-
kill yourself.
We clarified suicidal was an okay word. Suicide wasn't. And I
No.
realized it's a one-word command, so I'm
If
gonna
you're
tell the
trying
dog.
to get the dog to kill the cow, wouldn't it just
I
be
realize, I
just
realize.
don't
I'm just
move?
gonna. I'm gonna. Yeah, but I can only use one word, so it's hard to kill the dog. So it's suicidal on the cow, and
So
dog's
stay.
word,
Like a dog, you would tell it to stay.
and the dog's command is. Is this a sheepdog, like a cow dog?
It's a lassie. It's a border collie.
It's a cat. Is it used to hoarding cows? You know, a herd dog.
It's I was mistaken. It's actually an Australian Shepherd. I was wrong.
Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna say job to the dog.
Uh-huh.
So those are the 2 commands: suicidal and job. So you get to make of those what you will.
Woof.
And the cow is now suicidal?
The cow, the cow has all its horrific nightmares of being trapped in a fire in a barn that was maliciously started. The horrific cries of its master screaming in the background as it makes for safety.
Just to be clarified, the old man is still alive. I only killed the woman.
Yeah, those shrieks of that woman who burned alive is what the cow hears as it lies down, exposing its neck to the dog. The dog leaping across the room, trying to claw out the jugular of this cow. Taking 3 damage. Yeah, so Adrian, right behind you, you see this cow launch into...
She sees? Wait. Just to be clear, you said right behind her, and she sees.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't see so much as feel blood splatter across the back of her neck as the dog rips into the cow behind you.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
You don't know it's Ugway either. That's the best part.
So is the cow just dying?
Yes.
Or is he dead?
Ugway walked in the room, cast a spell, and all of a sudden the dog
She
attacked
doesn't know
the
I
cow.
cast the spell. Just being clear.
Well,
she
I know
doesn't
Ugway walked into the room and my animal started acting weird.
That is weird how those things coincidentally happen.
You go weird around Ugway. Ugway will leave after. No, Ugway will stay.
You leaving the crime scene makes it suspicious.
Ugway would stay. Ugway's intelligent.
So, oh god. Alright.
His
So-
mind. Ugway's gonna say, "Hey, Hiddenlord, was that what would you like cows?"
Adrian just watches the scene play out in utter horror as blood and viscera spray from the dying cow's body.
To be clear,
His eyes
this
seem
is
to
a
darken and the overwhelming despair seems to just take over. His skin color darkens from that of its once pale gray to the now graphite silver gray, and he stops petting the tressum in his lap and just screams out in pure agony and despair as tears just flow down his cheeks, and he just hits the table with his fist and starts shaking.
Is the cow dead?
Yes. The cow bleeds out its last as Adrian slams her fists into the table.
In his mind, no facial reaction. Ugway's gonna scream, "Victory!"
Adrian's gonna get up from the table and walk over to the nearest wall and punch it with all of his might.
How
And
do you
just
punch it?
continue
Finger-
his loud screaming and crying and just breaking apart.
Adrian, are you okay?
He's not even responding. It's just straight up screaming and yelling and crying and just you can tell that this was his breaking point. This is what
Adrian, we
really
may
did
be
it
able to
for
bring
him.
the cow back. We may be able to bring the cow back.
He's not listening at this point. It's just I guess
I
I
try
could
and
say he's gone into like a sort of rage.
I get through to Adrian.
Oh, shit.
So yes, Adrian is raging and punching the wall.
Adrian's raged and is just beating the shit out of the wall. I like it.
I think I've done a bad thing. What language is Adrian screaming in?
Or
Oh, sweet. I understand that now because of my cool shields. And I'm just gonna be like, what is she saying, shield?
oh god, fuck that
In
shit.
my mind, of course.
The shield's gonna turn to you and
Turn to me, just in the mind, he has his own little shield body with 2 little legs.
yeah. It's gonna remember.
Oh, yeah, right. Telepathic. She's pissed.
What is she saying?
Oh, sorry.
exactly?
He's pissed. No, he's... it's real mad. Real mad and
What-
bad. Real mad
What
bad.
is she saying? What is he saying exactly?
He's really just repeating a bunch of slurs and a lot of cursing.
I couldn't tell you.
and
It's
just
just,
all
it's not
around.
good company. It's really, oh my goodness. Oh my
I just
goodness.
wanna, are any of them total slurs?
Oh my god. I can't believe my mother would perish.
like if a
And
shield.
then Adrian's just gonna lean back And the way you see people in Dragon Ball do, just outright just scream. It's just the most gut-wrenching, ear-piercing scream that a person could let out, similar to like a war cry that is just filled with so much pain and despair of just a person on the verge of breaking. And that's just what he's doing. And he falls to his knees and he just hits the ground one last time before just sitting there in silence.
Ugway, you look over and Adrian is screaming like Vegeta on a meteor going Super Saiyan for the first time.
I give Adrian guidance.
You cast guidance, Adrian. You have a D4 on all of your checks. So you guys are just in a violent fury of emotion.
Is she in a flurry? Can I start making her go mentally insane? I'm going to use the Maga tree, and I'm going to create small sounds, just ominous movies in her ear.
Oh my god, no! Please!
Just the sound of the cow dying very lightly in her ear.
Adrian's gonna reach into his bag and pull out a dagger.
No.
So as
He's gonna hold it to like where his heart is. He's just gonna be shaking and
I'm gonna jump and
he's
smash the
clenching
dagger
his teeth.
Out of his hand, I'm just gonna smash the dagger.
Adrian, are you gonna let him pull the dagger away from you?
No,
I use mold earth.
I'm gonna hold on with all my strength.
I use mold earth and put it around her chest area.
Why do you have spells? You haven't taken a short rest. Shut up.
I have cantrips though.
All right. So what are you doing with this mold earth spell?
I'm protecting her heart area.
All right. So a small
Adrian
bit
will
of.
try to stab through it.
All right. Go ahead and actually without.
Suicide.
Yeah, the dagger moves right through the small layer of earth that Ugway had thrown up to protect you. Like, if you want, you're going to be able to make an attack roll on yourself.
Alright. I mean, if I'm trying to hit myself anyway, I feel like I should just be able to do that. Be rolling.
No, you
damage
have to
with
roll
it.
the hit. You have to roll the hit.
What if it's like a coup d'etat? Not just called a coup d'etat. There's a thing where it's like you prepare a whole 2 actions just to, like, mercy kill someone or whatever.
Coup de
I'm not
grace
exactly
is
sure what-
probably.
a
I'll look
coup de
that up.
grace.
I haven't heard that rule, but that sounds like a thing.
Because I've had it happen in a session where someone was like sacrificing themselves or something.
They coup de
I
grace
think
themselves, bro.
I think she has to roll the hit herself.
So you guys, in this heated moment, look over to your right, and you notice a staircase leading up. Right as you're about to stab yourself through the heart, very Romeo and Juliet. Ugway, you notice at the same time Adrian does, as you both look up, there is a staircase leading upwards from the cellar that you're in. You deduce, well, this is probably beneath the kitchen above.
Adrian, come on, don't do this.
Fuck that staircase, I want to die.
Ugway's gonna do everything in his power to make sure she doesn't die.
Okay, I'll roll it a hit.
Go ahead and roll.
Can I give her disadvantage because I'm trying to stop her?
Nope, you gave me guidance.
That's the opposite
And
of
then
disadvantage.
But if she rages, she loses the guidance, and I'm gonna drop concentration too, so you don't have the D4.
I don't think
It's
that-
a concentration spell. I can drop it.
Interesting.
For some reason, my stuff isn't rolling. Hold up.
Eat it. You don't
God's
have the
name?
guidance.
Well, this is fine. I have my rage.
Is that advantage to attack yourself?
I don't. No, it didn't do that. Essentially, being enraged is kind of backwards for me because it gives me resistance.
Yeah, you have resistance to all piercing attacks. So the damage
So I
is
just
half
keep
of whatever you
dying. I just keep stabbing myself. That's all you gotta do. I mean, it seems
I'm
pretty
gonna
straightforward and
rip the
simple.
knife out of her hand.
Man, I've heard of
I'm
seeing
holding
red,
this
but this is
thing mad
ridiculous.
tight. I
I'm
love
ripping the
that
knife
cow.
out of Adrian's hand.
So what happened? Did you what'd you roll to hit?
I had to restart the thing because it wasn't rolling.
I gotcha.
Maybe the moves in the air were a little you
All
know.
right. 16. 11 plus 5.
What's your AC?
14.
Hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
So it's a 1d4
You have resistance.
plus my rage damage, which is 2.
But you also have resistance.
So
Are you recklessing attack?
no.
But why not? You get
Someone's
advantage, and then the
taking
person trying to
entirely
attack
wrong.
you gets advantage, so it's just free advantage.
Because reckless attack has like drawbacks.
All right,
That's
Ugway.
2 damage plus 2, which is 4. So I'm taking 2 damage in total, and then I'm just gonna attack myself again.
Yeah.
I'm ripping the knife out of her hand.
You could try.
On your turn, you can go ahead and try that, but yeah, Adrian can go ahead and take 2 attacks on herself. That is something a horrifically depressed
extra
barbarian
attack.
would do.
Extra attack.
Alright, the next attack is. Why won't you roll? God damn it. 24, 18 plus 6.
Yowza. All right, go to roll damage. Ugway, you
Damage
just see this barbarian losing pink color fast and then becoming even grayer as as he stabs himself twice.
Damage is a natural 4, plus the rage damage is 3. In total, I've taken 5 damage.
Did you do your resistance?
The what?
Your resistance. With rage, you get resistance.
Yeah, she's doing the
boost again.
resistance. She's having it.
Yeah, I'm having it.
Yeah, Ugway, so you see this barbarian just stab himself twice right in front of you, and you look inside yourself and you realize this is my fault. I did this to Adrian.
Does Ugway take a stain on his humanity?
Do you?
No, there's no such thing. It was a Vampires of the Masquerade reference. I'm going to jump at her and rip the knife away.
Go ahead and make a strength test, a contested strength check. Adrian, go ahead and roll.
19 plus 4. So
Wow. That's
23.
really impressive. How do you wait? How's your strength so high? Are turtles that strong?
I get plus 2 for being a turtle.
Wow. Turtles are buff.
Yeah, turtles are really good.
It's impressive.
The only drawback to a turtle is the dark vision. I don't get any of that. Adrian, what do you get?
Just a 23.
I think
We
that.
tied. Tide goes to the attacker, though. That's how it does with hits.
That is true. So, Adrian, you just feel the knife slip out of your grasp as the surprisingly strong turtle pulls the dagger away from you.
No.
Just barely.
Can I just bite myself or something? Or accept the
Fight
sharp teeth?
yourself?
Go ahead and roll a unarmed attack against yourself.
Alrighty.
Biting a
Ugly, you see this
piercing
person
attack?
bite into their wrist, trying to do as much damage to themselves as they can.
Next thing you know, I'm gonna
20?
have to take off her head to prevent her from biting herself.
20 hits as this person just froths and bubbles blood out of their mouth, their own blood.
Not sorry. 4 damage plus my rage damage, which is 2, having that 6. So total damage currently is 7.
Gotcha.
Well, 8 actually.
Oh.
Yeah, 8 damage
Adrian,
currently.
the Margaret tree, I'm gonna put whispers in her ear, and they're gonna say, "This is the cow from the afterlife. Don't do it to yourself. Don't let my dead death be your catalyst, please."
I know that's not how my cow talked.
I'm doing it however the cow talked, because I did speak
You don't
with
know how the
cow.
cow talked,
I did speak with the cow, so
but you were threatening the cow. You don't
Still
know how
spoke
the
with
cow
the cow.
feels.
I know that cow. I know that
You
cow
don't know
better
that
than
cow like I know
anyone.
that cow.
I know that cow better than anyone.
Man, that cow and me were tight. We were so close.
I'm just doing whatever imitation I can. And if she questions the voice, it's like, I'm in heaven now. I'm an ethereal cow.
Lies.
Yeah, me and that cow
I
are
need
thick
to
as
make it-
cream.
Do I need to make a deception check?
Either way, I'm not listening.
There are literally whispers in your ear.
But I'm raging.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Or is it persuasion because she's raging?
I'd accept
I
either
should-
a persuasion or a deception check, but yeah.
18 plus 3 on my persuasion check, so it's a 21. Just stop, Adrian. You're
So,
better.
Adrian, as you bubble through the blood dripping out of your wounds, he's making a very convincing argument that the cow's in a better place, up there in dairy heaven, making cheese for all the gods. Just wonderful, puffy, cheesy puffs, what the clouds would be.
Wonderful puppy cheesy puffs.
Hadrian's gonna let up a bit, still not entirely okay. And he's gonna spit his blood onto the floor and just stand up quietly.
The animals slowly make their way closer to you, looking for indication of what you're going to do. Frederick and, who's this guy? Phineas? Finster?
Phineas.
I think it's, Fallister Fisk.
Phineas and Frederick.
Frederick, Phineas, Fallister, and Fisk. Sorry, so no, it's just Frederick and, we'll call him Fisk.
Fisk.
Yeah, these two, Fisk and Fallister. One reaches out, the butler, the 70-year-old gentleman puts a hand on your shoulder. Sir, I think it's time to go.
Hadrian's just gonna nod quietly and not even look
Also,
back, just keep going.
Just clarifying, earlier, like near the start of the sessions, you gave me 6 greater healing potions.
Okay.
Okay, just clarifying. I am going to toss one of those at Adrian. I'm gonna lie to her and say it's like wine but better. That's not a lie. It is like wine but better.
That's the truth. Adrian, do you catch it?
No, he's not even gonna make any effort to listen to Ugway.
Do one of the
Really?
butlers catch it? Because this is like a pretty valuable potion.
Shouldn't have given it to me.
Yeah, so, Ugway, as you toss over the greater potion, it bounces off Adrian and smashes on the floor.
Smash.
Hear it shatter.
I'm gonna go start looking it up. Get whatever I can.
Yeah, so you guys look
Or no,
over.
actually, I'm gonna let the animals look it up. I'm gonna like look it up. You know, like try and direct them to it so they can get it.
The Tressum actually does go over, swatting out a rabbit and another cat out of the way as it gets there, and does actually look it up.
Good. And then I'm gonna down one myself, so I get 44. I think you gotta roll that. 44 plus 4.
No one gets the benefits of that potion, unfortunately, as it was
Oh,
smashed
not-
on the
not
ground.
those-
But you have to
not the
be
one-
injured.
I had 6 of them, so I used 1 for the people, and then I'm using 1 on myself because I'm injured.
Ah, nice. Go ahead and roll up. Is greater 44?
Yeah, 44.
Wonderful.
I got 20. 20. Let's go.
Oops. All right, but you
that's
guys
actually
make your
really
way
good.
up out of the Vantampur Villa.
I just realized 20's the max. Let's go, dude. I'm so lucky.
Out across the grounds and out of the walls of the stately grounds, and you look back, and the whole group kind of trots out, slobber chops, the last one out, trailing you, Adrian, in your wake, and the place has a particularly strange vibe outside. It looks peaceful. You would never have guessed there's a horrific dungeon of torture and horrific pain below. But now that you've cleaned it out, Baldur's Gate can rest safe, knowing that you guys have made it a little bit safer. Now, all of you standing outside in front of the mansion, you realize that you were asked by Captain Zodge to take care of the cult of the Dead Three, and you have done so, murdering the head of the cult and successfully disposing of the threat to the city. you figure it might be a good idea to report to the captain that you've done so he doesn't put out a bounty on your head.
I'm going to do so then and urge Adrian to follow me.
Adrian doesn't listen to Ugway. He's doing his own thing at this point. He's gonna turn back to Frederick and pull off the curved javelin that he fashioned into a collar and just break it off and let Frederick be free.
Thank you, madam. I do appreciate that. That thing was starting to cause a blister.
Freeing Frederick?
Run, Frederick. Be free.
Saving Private Frederick.
Get out of here. I never loved you, Frederick.
Is this
He's not
saving?
even gonna comment to
Turns out
about
all of
that.
Baldur's Gate was just saving Private Frederick.
Mm.
Over we win D&D.
Yeah, he's gonna toss the collar to the side and then continue on forward, letting Frederick do what he wants to do.
He'll kind of stand there, not sure what to do, and he'll look around and say, if you ever need anything, I'll be here in the city. I believe I'll start a business and maybe work my way up into the Merchants Guild, yes. I think now that I'm out on my own, I'll make a life for myself.
Oh, Frederick's building is getting burned down, just so we're all aware.
What's that?
No, I didn't say this out loud.
Out loud? What do you mean? You said you were going to burn my building down? Why'd you refer to me in the third person? Standing right next to you.
I'm sorry, sometimes I have mental bouts. Some sort of magic on me, Frederick. I would never... I fear this thing inside me might... Be wary of me. I don't know. I can't control it sometimes.
Later on that day, Frederick learns of an arson of an old cheese farmer.
Just don't look into it, Frederick. I'm sorry I ever said that. Here, in fact, and I'm going to give him 100 gold. Go fund your business.
Thank you. I'll use this to clean up the cow carcass in the cellars. Very appreciated. Thank you.
Do you plan on using the Vantampur Villa as your business?
I don't think that would be wise. You know what they say. Never wear a dead man's shoes.
Why do you need to clean up that cow carcass, Frederick? Just leave the villa. I'll take care of it.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. How were you planning? By what means were you thinking of taking care of it?
Well, Mortlock's happy now.
Oh.
Because of... And the other son was not looking so good when we saw him. So...
You literally
I was
killed
thinking...
off the other son.
No, I didn't.
I think you did.
It's for the greater good.
I think you definitely did.
You definitely
I
killed him.
think you need to
decapitated
shut your mouth. Frederick and Adrian, I think you both
He
need to
definitely
shut your
didn't.
mouth.
He definitely didn't kill the Thirstwell boy. I did not see that.
You killed him. We all saw you kill him. You can't hide from your sins.
Ugway's just a sinner.
Adrian's gonna start walking towards the, whatever his name is. God.
Captain Zodge, you guys remember.
Captain Zodge.
I'm going over there as well, just to be clear.
Very good.
He's gonna give a sort of shooing motion towards Frederick, not even a wave. As much as he enjoyed his time with Frederick, and did indeed build a friendship with him, he just doesn't have the energy anymore.
Exasperated.
And as he's walking, he's gonna take out one of the silver piece bottles of wine and just drink it slowly, as if he was nursing it like a baby.
You catch a couple odd glances. You see that it's not normal. It's not typical to see some people, especially who are supposed to be a part of the Flaming Fists, drinking in public, but it's not exactly uncharacteristic either. As you make
They
your
can
way
fight me.
over to the wall, to the Basilisk Gate, where you remember that Zodge was guarding against the flood of refugees streaming from El Turel towards the city of Baldur's Gate. You're... Gil. So you all
I'm
pull up...
following her.
Huh?
I'm following her, just to be clear.
Yeah, so the party's still together, and you are still trailing the animal army behind you, which the parade does gather a couple of raised eyebrows as you arrive at the Basilisk Gate, and Captain Zodge swaggers out from his post up to you. And he addresses you, Adrian.
Good to see you back here. Wonder one more of you. Where's the monk? Wasn't he a part of your party?
He's dead.
Adrian doesn't answer. He just has like the most almost empty sort of expression.
What happened to this one?
She's a little rough right now. Do you have any antidepressant pills?
Okay. How did your assignment on the Dead 3 elimination go?
All dead. I made sure of that.
Fantastic. That's pretty surprising. I had quite a bit lower expectations from your crew, you understand.
You do realize, I don't know if you heard me, but I took her head. Just to be clear, I took the woman's head.
I actually do remember that you horribly decapitated the Duchess, yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull out her head and toss it at Dodge.
What are you doing with the Duchess's head exactly?
Oh,
He
just
didn't know about the conspiracy.
Just a bit of proof that the contract is over.
You understand that this was one of the leaders of the city, right?
But she was also evil.
Well,
We have a lot of
that
people.
evil is subjective. Technically, in the guidebook, I'm lawful evil, but you can't. You can't. This is going to cause a problem. You understand? For the Flaming Fists, we are an organization that you killed our boss. You killed our fucking boss.
Oh,
You
she
get
was the
paid
leader.
now?
She was the leader of the Dead Three. So you said kill the Dead Three.
Look, you didn't think that pertinent information might want to be run by me before you start executing the leadership of the city?
She was also the leader of the Dead Three.
Yeah, but that's not exactly well known. I didn't know that. You're just telling me that, and now I gotta take your word for it. How do I know you're not part of the Dead Three now, and the cult isn't under your control?
Adrian's gonna pick up
is he allowed to make an
Tressum and
insight
start
check?
petting it.
Is he allowed to make an insight check?
Tressum starts purring loudly as you watch this back and forth between Ugway and Captain Zodge.
This is not Adrian's place. Adrian doesn't get involved with politics.
Adrian helped too.
Adrian
Look,
didn't
don't
touch that
try
woman,
and
Don't you
bring-
dare.
Yeah, don't try and bring in other people. This is clearly your fault. You're going around and you're trying to make a claim for power by killing the other leaders in this, and you're
No.
consolidating power. And I could see through you, Turtle. I know that you're trying to do this.
Just out of curious, what do you roll on insight?
Actually, this poor gentleman's probably gonna have a minus to his intel. He rolled an unnatural 1.
Well, do I need to make a persuasion check to beat that?
Your argument with Captain Zodge is interrupted by the arrival of several Flaming Fist soldiers clad in plate armor. From inside this wall of swords and steel steps an armored woman with a white cloak and gray hair. Are those maniacs who have stirred up every nest of the rats in this godforsaken city?
Commander Porter,
Says Captain Zodge. I was told you wouldn't be back in Baldur's Gate for at least another 10 day. That's what the city's government wanted you to think, Captain, she replies. Turning to you, she says, I trust you've been adequately compensated, Tortle, sir?
I mean, I killed the leader. I don't really care that she was the Duchess. She was the leader. No, I haven't been paid yet, no.
Always had a rather negative opinion of the lady Vantampur. It's only a matter of time before
Exactly.
she
was
got
just
hers.
such a...
Yeah, no, I'm
And
with
she
you.
was a
Yeah,
bad
doesn't
woman.
this mean that, what's his name? The other brother, who isn't dead and isn't Mortlock, becomes the leader now?
Well, she turns to you at that question. The
Oh no,
city...
I'm not asking this to anybody. I'm asking you, DM,
Ah,
as player.
She's asking
Just
you.
for
Don't forget about that.
confirmation.
She's asking you.
axing
Right,
me.
that was mean. That was mean. I'm making fun of an impediment. I'm sorry. I used to have one of those.
I don't think I have one. I'm sure I'm fine.
That's
I think.
hilarious. We're all in good company. Yeah, I had a bad stutter too.
No, I can't say my S's.
you would know that the leadership in this city has fluctuated. It's like a power grab of all the different powerful merchants trying to vie and maintain control. The Vantampur family was rising like a bullet, especially during all this chaos with the disappearance of El Terrell and the disappearance of the Flaming Fist leader, Uldar Ravengard. So you know that he's missing. He's the leader of the Flaming Fists, this mercenary army that is running and protecting the city. And
I forgot about him.
He hasn't come up. He's just been
Amric.
missing.
Amric was his name. Yeah, Amric said that if his mom dies, he rises to power.
Ah, yes. So the 4 dukes that rose up during this power vacuum as the leader of the Flaming Fists has been gone was one of them was Uldar Ravengard, the leader of the Flaming Fists. Another one was the Duke Vantampur. There are 2 more that I don't have notes in front of me about, but these 4 people were in command of the city here.
This lady, her name's Ugway, by the way. Do you want her head? Because I don't really have a trophy wall. I don't have a home here yet. So I need
Lyra
like a...
is my name, and yes, I'll take that. And she pulls the head away from you, walks over to another guard, and takes the spear from him and spears the head on one end, walks over to the gate, and then stakes the spear into the ground just on the other side of the gate. The
Giving her a
crowd
golf
kind of
clap.
oohs and hushes as she does so.
Let me give her a little golf clap.
That'll prevent some of the merchants from overstepping their bounds, I assume. You...
Oh yeah, I'll take care of any
Adrian
merchants
drinks
if
to
you need
that.
so.
You 3 will need to do an errand for me. I trust that you have the agreement between Thavius and the Archdevil Zariel. And she'll look over towards... who has the cube? I think you have it, Ugway?
I stole it from me.
Yeah.
So
Why has the cube?
he's not
The
currently on
cube's
us, yeah.
gone.
Oh, why stole
Wyle's
it?
gonna take it to his
Yeah.
his
You know, what were you expecting from Lyle? Let's be honest with ourselves here. What were we really expecting?
So Liara is going to wink at Y and say, take that cube over to my friend, Syria? Damn it.
Why is not here?
I know Y's not here. I'm not stupid. But she is going to ask you to visit... I need you to go to Candlekeep and open that damn box. I think it has
We'll
something.
we'll get it done when our friend is back. He took it from me.
Right, all right. I think it has something in it. Talk to Syria.
About pay.
Always the businessman, you turtles. Very sharp-witted, all of you. She'll nod over at Captain Zaj. And he will bring you... feel like he's got to bring you something, right?
Yeah. Also, we were originally promised 100 gold, but I feel like we've done a lot more work to deserve more than that.
Well, perhaps if you wanted more rewards, you should set your own stakes. For now,
I'm sorry.
take the
We weren't-
infernal puzzle box to Silveria. Silveria? Yes.
I already got that name in my book, ma'am.
Fantastic. Go make contact with her, and she also might be able to help you with your shield.
I don't need help with my shield. In fact, he can do this. Can I try and feed him the dagger?
That's pretty Soul Eater. I like that.
I know you like it like that.
You like it like that. So, yeah, you guys look over and you see Ugway trying to cram this dagger inside a metal shield, and it's kind of clanging around, and the dagger is getting scratched up a little bit from the gems and the sapphires that make up the teeth of the shield. But at this point, Liara is just kind of herding you all like a group of cattle out towards the gate, and your backs are about pressed up against the gate. She gives a little bit of a hand motion to one of the guards, who opens the door, and the gates swing out wide into a sea of refugees. The Flaming Fist soldiers are holding back a tide of Eltigardian refugees, and you are all pushed out onto the other side of the city gates, and they are closed behind you. After a few moments pass, and the crowd pushes in against you, you're almost being pushed up against the now closed gate. You see Liara on the gatehouse above you, looking down at you.
Thermography. Hey, can you let us in? So I'm gonna make my voice boom very loud.
They hear
Adrian
you.
does not care. Adrian
Liara
only drinks.
Liara looks down at you and says, "Tortle, I've given you a task. Hop to it."
I want to get paid for our last task first.
Adrian will set off towards the end where he know Amric was.
Okay.
I will. Well, you can just toss down the gold. I'm not a picky turtle.
So Zaj grins a little bit and then tosses you a sack of 100 gold. Adrian, you also see a 100 gold sack wheel through the air as you make your way back.
He's just gonna let it hit him in the back of the head. He doesn't care.
I'm gonna pick that up. I'm gonna scoop that up.
So Adrian, these guys are trying to kick you out of the city. To stay inside, it's going to take a dexterity check or maybe a stealth check. I'd also accept. Because
Oh wait, why are they trying to kick me out again? I'm not the one who murdered their leader.
Right. So Liara has kind of grouped you all in as the same party. And she is assigning you all another task as she is putting you on the road. So it's kind of like a deceptive, stealthy maneuver that you're going to have to pull to kind of detach yourself from the group as she begins to push the rest of the party onto task.
I'm gonna try and
This
stay
sounds
in
like
the
a
city.
stealth.
I will take. Does it have to be dexterity?
Since you were speaking with Liara, it's going to be at disadvantage.
Does it
Natural
have to be a
20.
stealth check?
So stealth is 22.
Nice. So like a puff of smoke.
16 minus 2
You vanish.
and an 18 minus 2, so 14 with the 16 minus 2.
Yeah, with this many eyes on you, they're gonna see you. Unfortunately, with that.
I'm in my spite as I start walking out, just to one of the guards. I'm gonna use Thermography, Anonymous Whispers. Jump, you fool! Do it, coward! Jump, 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 jump!
Why you
Just
have to be
in
such
spite.
a murder hobo? Jesus.
I'm not a murder hobo. I'm just spiteful.
The shield.
Also,
Yeah, I'm
will
going to
see you.
see Amric.
Okay, Adrian starts making her way down back to the low lantern. The shield sees you taunting that guard and it's like,
Yes, tell him to jump. He has to jump. We want a big splat, yes.
I completely agree.
Wonderful,
And
yes,
I'm
tell him
gonna-
to jump.
I'm
Make him
gonna
jump,
keep
push
on-
him, push him, yes.
I can't
I
push him.
hate the shield.
I'm just gonna keep ominous whispering so they don't know it's me until he jumps.
So you continue
Wait,
to
no,
troll the
before I
different
finish it,
guards
though,
on the
Before I
basilisk
finish,
gate.
though, I'm gonna target one guard who doesn't have a family.
You're gonna what?
I'm going to target. Just tell me if there's any guards up there that I find that don't have a family.
All right, you start looking across the basilisk gate for a victim amongst the guards. Adrian, you
Oh, also, I gotta leave in like 30 minutes, just so you know.
all good. Thanks for the
Because-
heads up. We'll do a short session today if that's the case. Thank you. Adrian, you make your way back to the low lantern, and it's an odd time of day. That's transition between dusk and the sun is just cresting below the waves, and you see that flash of green as you go below deck on the low lantern and make your way down the second floor, the second below deck? Not sure how that's stated. And find Amric At the back couch, at the coffee table, minding his own business, where you left him.
Hmm. I'm just gonna take a seat down in front of him. Not really up to saying anything at the moment, but
He'll go ahead and let you sit, not say anything for a while. A couple pleasant moments pass before he stands, gets up, goes to the bar, orders a couple drink, and sets a very fruity smelling fizzy drink down in front of you.
funny. Adrian doesn't care, it's free booze.
He goes ahead and knocks back his own drink, smiles a little bit at you. Wasn't expecting to see you back here so soon.
Adrian's gonna finish at least half of this fruity concoction. Actually,
Is Adrian
surprised
still
at how good
great?
it tastes.
Is Adrian
What?
still great? Like, is Adrian still? Okay.
He's not gonna be pink. And he's just gray now. It's a very silvery gray.
No.
Like
Did
think
Amric
pencil
notice
lead gray.
this? Ugh. Did Amric notice this?
Amric definitely notices, but he's a gentleman. He doesn't say anything.
So as Adrian finishes off the half of his drink, he's gonna turn to Amric and be like, "So I guess you haven't heard the news of your mother's passing."
Surprisingly, I was aware, and he grins a little bit as you see Slobber Chops jump up onto his lap, and he takes out a little piece of meat, it looks like, dried meat, and gives it to Slobber Chops, who begins to purr as he pets him on his lap. I see you've made a new friend.
Well, I suppose I was just chosen by him for whatever reason. I don't think he'd be too on point with me considering him a friend. That would mean we're on the same level.
Well, Slobber Chops is not exactly a devious soul like the rest of us. His heart is simple and can be won over with food.
Just like any animal, I suppose.
Well, we're all animals, my dear, but some of us have darker machinations, and we play games, we strive for power, but there is something comforting in a creature that has more honest values and motivations, wouldn't you say?
I guess it is certainly predictable.
It's noble. You always know where they're going to land. Doesn't matter the action, it doesn't matter what the predicament is. They always act the same way. Circumstances may change, but you can predict what they'll do.
I suppose I was once like that.
Yes, that's why I asked you to deal with my mother. I knew you would be successful, by the way. That's why when
She
you arrived...
didn't kill him.
Adrian's just gonna go a bit sad at hearing that last part.
No, don't
And he's
feel
gonna
like
finish
a
off the
tool.
drink.
Don't feel like an instrument that I used for my own devices. That's not what I'd like to
no.
think of my business partners as.
Do not worry, I am very much fine with being considered a tool. That's what I've been my whole life.
Oh, Adrian
not any
loves
different.
to be a tool.
Sometimes you're the hammer, and sometimes you're the nail.
He doesn't really take to... I guess he doesn't really care much about being used. It gives him purpose, and it gives him something to do. It makes it so that he doesn't have to think about what his next actions are or what he has to do in those certain actions.
No, of course not. I mean, at a certain level, we're all mercenaries, getting by. It doesn't matter. There is no real right and wrong. It's only power.
Actually, I think Adrian's background is kind of mercenary, though. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he finishes the drink, puts it down, and just leans back quietly. Yes. Well, now that it's over, I suppose you'll start pulling things from behind the scenes.
Well, slowly, I'll assert my dominance on the city. You don't want to grab too much, more than you can bite off than you can chew, as it were, but I'll slowly assert my place in the city and make sure that secure, safe. Won't be easy.
Yes, other news. Your, well, brothers, Mortlock is missing, and Thirstwell, well, he didn't quite make it out.
Tragedy. He smiles at this news.
Yes, I'm sure it is a tragedy to lose one of your kin.
Yes,
Like
another
the
rival.
princess.
It's terrible that I won't have to compete with him any longer for the fortune and the power, but I will survive.
I'm sure you will. You're quite a strong-willed man.
Thank you, yes. Now, please don't weep for me. I'll make it. I would like to finish our business with each other. Now, our agreement, well, that will be honored. However, since you've proven such a valuable ally, I would be more than willing to provide you with any other equipment that you might desire.
+3 great axe, +3 great axe, +3 great axe, +3 great axe.
I'm sure it's within reason.
Yes, well, on your way out, I'll have my assistant meet with you, make sure you're well stocked for your journey ahead.
You have many assistants. I would expect no less. And he's gonna reach into his pocket and pull out Mickey and just toss him onto the table and be like, I have no use for him anymore.
Oh, hey, what are you doing? Are we in agreement? Right, I'll have them back. See, they always come crawling back. He holds out a hand and Mickey jumps onto the ham and he puts him on his shoulder.
He's gonna get up from the seat and give a sort of slight bow to Amric before making his way to the front of the tavern, I suppose.
Amric will give you a nod. Pleasure. I'm doing business with you. And Jeremy will hop out of your backpack and hop onto your shoulder and be like, you believe these guys. These guys are ridiculous. And we'll left Mickey a little something that he's going to find out later. Tattoo on his back.
Adrian's just gonna mumble, you sly devil.
Yeah, well, can't let them forget. You gotta make sure they remember. You know what I mean? So you make your way out of the Low Lantern and back into the city. Alright. So I'll go ahead and I'll DM you the exact reward that Amric
Ooh, she gets a cool.
promised
She
you.
gets a cool reward too. Now we all have our cool items.
I'm gonna have to look up what because I'm not seeing it here in the module what the reward is specifically. So I'll look up what it was supposed to be. But I'll send that over to you post haste.
Okay.
But as you make your way out of the Low Lantern Tavern, somehow, miraculously, by a real chance of, what's that word I'm looking for? Not serenity, synchronicity. By a true happenstance of synchronicity, you walk by Ugway at the same moment, and you're like, no, you! Damn it!
Wait, what?
Yeah, but...
He's not gonna worry about Ugway. At this point, it's just... Ugway? Who's that?
Whoa! Ugway's gonna be like, hey, lady.
A guy?
I'm gonna say, hey, lady. See if that gets on your
Adrian
skin.
is a gentleman.
I
I'll
know.
not have you dead name anyone here.
I'm gonna try and just, because I gotta go soon. A little bit earlier than I said. I'm so sorry, Adrian. At night, I'm gonna try and sneak back in. Like after I take a long rest, I'm gonna try and sneak back into the city. Um, uh, Sneak back in, ritual cast gentle repose on the cow, and then leave again.
Okay. Gentle repose just makes it so they don't rot, correct?
Yep, so it can be revivified whenever I need to.
So you sneak all the way back into the upper city, past the gate, into the
Like just how-
Vantampur Villa, which you had just deserted and has a very corpsey smell already to it, and you cast
Gentle repose on the cow.
on the cow. And you see that the wounds where the throat of the cow was torn out by the dog kind of stop bleeding as much.
All right, then I'm gonna pack like where I can. I'm gonna carry the cow corpse, like to wherever I can keep it hidden from Adrian, but where every day I can come back and do gentle repose.
Interesting.
Yes. DM, I have a question.
Go ahead.
When someone is under command, they know directly afterwards that they were commanded and by whom they were commanded by, right?
I believe so, yes.
So that dog would know that they were commanded to kill that cow, right?
Yes.
No,
and-
no. It was not a command to kill the cow. It was a command for the dog to do its job.
And you look
So the
back,
dog would still know.
and you see that there is a look of horrific guilt on the dog's face. You know that look when dogs, like, they tear up the place, they tear up, like, the toilet paper, the tissue box, and you get home, and they're, like, on the couch, and they look at you, and they're like, what? Well, I'm guilty, but you don't know what I'm guilty for until you find that mess.
Yeah.
That's the look he has. That's the expression this dog has.
Gonna look back to that dog and kind of kneel down and pet him on the head and be like, "It's not your fault."
I know.
And
I
then
know. I
he's just
still
gonna
feel
stand
bad though.
Stop. It's just so goofy. Anyway,
Ugway, you
is there
find
like
the cow body, and you find a secluded spot to hide it inside the city. It's kind of down by the water, but you're able to kind of hide it up underneath.
Just so
one
you
of the
know,
docks.
that's what I'm doing every night. I'm coming back and I'm using gentle repose so the body can still be revivified.
Understood.
Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Later, buddy. See you next week.
Bye.
Right.
surprisingly short session?
Yeah, short session this week. Everyone got a little busy. I think we're gonna go ahead and kick you guys out of the city.
Wait,
Yep. Yep.
what did I do?
Nope. The city's had enough of you guys.
I didn't do anything.
No. Guards
anything,
just
they
come
should
and
be
they're like,
thanking
yeah,
us."
nope. The guards come over. They're like, yeah, these are the ones, and they hustle you guys out of the city.
Can't I just lie my way out of it or something? I mean, I technically didn't touch the Duke.
I was just in the room. I kinda just was a witness. I'll testify against them if you need me. I'll be a Karen.
Oh, God. Yes, get Karen as your...
You know what? It's just a strong name, and I really support. I don't know where this is going.
Oh, God. Like, Karen's just as bad as the N-word now. We can't say that.
Oh my gosh, it's funny how like it's the offense Olympics. Who can take the most offense?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about, like, that magic shop. I actually wanted to go get an enchanted great axe.
Oh, let's do it. So you make your way over to Gilmore's Glorious
Okay.
Goods.
So it's just GGG.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll leave the animals outside as usual.
So you turn around as you arrive to this conical-shaped building that has a slight gradient. In this particular one, This is a two-toned building of green. It has a dark, deep leaf green at the base, which gives away to this more of a lime, light neon, bright green at the top. You kind of spin around, ask all the animals, hey, okay, whoa. You guys wait out here. I don't want to be a bad customer and make a bunch of a mess inside with all knocking things over as you make your way
Looks
in.
over to the bull. Talking to you.
But a few of the cats and the rabbits and a couple of the birds still ignore your advice and make your way in with you to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. And you are greeted with a array of curious objects, glass, all these intricate, delicate instruments around you on the shelves.
This stuff he's never really seen before. He knows nothing of magic other than the few animal things he can do.
And you don't see anything that you would have a lot of familiarization with, but you do see some very impressive heads, some busts, some heads, a lot of interesting taxidermy that you appreciate. You see a falcon, a very large moose on the wall.
It's gonna take some time to admire those. I mean, it's great craftsmanship, Jesus. In this day and age.
Yes. Hard to come by these days. Gilmore comes around the corner and sees you admiring the moose, and he's like, yes, I shot that one about 5 years back. Monster, that one. Absolute journey to get it out from the backcountry. I had to hike it about 7 miles. But anyway.
He kind of looks over Gilmore's figure and he's like, that's quite a feat for someone of your stature.
Oh, well, I may not be the strongest gentleman out there in Baldur's Gate, but I do try and keep up my physical physique. And he'll start doing like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do like a little squats and hold his arms out straight in front of him. And you're like, wow, this guy is not dexterous or he's not flexible. This guy looks like he's been working in an office for 20 years.
Oh god. He might just have. Who knows? Like, about how old does Gilmore look?
Gilmore's kind of timeless. He could be anywhere between 30 and 50.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, then. Adrian's gonna stop looking at the moose and he's gonna turn to Gilmore and be like, I assume you're the owner of this establishment.
Indeed, my fine lady. I've been working here at this particular Gilmore's Glorious Good in Baldur's Gate for about 7 years now.
And he's going to make sure that the animals aren't running around messing with things as you would expect them to do. And he's going to ask Gilmore if he has any great axes and things of that sort that might be enchanted.
Oh, well, I'll see what I have in the inventory. And he'll turn around and go over to one side of the room that somehow just kind of folds out of that part of the bookshelves. Very Inception-like, and he'll start going through different cabinets and corners and cubbies, and he'll pull out like, okay, no, this hardwood from the deepest of reinforcement this quite isn't right. Okay, all right.
Adrian isn't too familiar with this wizardry, so
no,
he's just gonna take looks around.
Absolutely, I'll find what you need. Hold on, one moment, I'll be right back. And he'll walk into the back room as you kind of go through the different shelves, and you see this particular part of Gilmore's Glorious Goods. The weaponry just looks vicious. You're seeing different kinds of whips, poisoned arrows, different kind of throwing mechanisms that seem to operate more on a tensioning, twisting system than an actual, like a lever. It's not the mechanism of propulsion is not something you've seen before, but it looks very effective and deadly. Eventually, after what seems like just a little bit too long, he comes back and he puts 3 different axes out in front of you. One solid metal and is cold to the touch, and the other 2, well, they don't look particularly inspiring. They look sharp.
Everyone loves a sharp axe. Yeah, he's gonna turn to Gilmore and point to some of the weapons and ask him if he made them himself.
Oh no, my dear, I dare say I've just become a bit of a collector, and I understand weaponry does command a very high price point, but I myself am more of a lover than a fighter.
Alrighty then. So Adrian's gonna look over some of the axes, picking them up, testing their weight, like he actually knows his way around a great axe.
Gilroy will raise a couple eyebrows and just kind of admire your physique and say, "Wow, that's not the first time you've swung an axe, is it?"
Adrian's just gonna pause at that and kind of raise his own eyebrow a bit before trying to go back to looking over the axes. So the other two are pretty similar in appearance, correct? Besides the cold one.
They're very similar in appearance. I'll say that there's hardly a difference between them except the resistances they offer, but I'll leave that to your own design. Well, it really depends on what you're looking for.
So Adrian's gonna pick up the colder axe and actually start swinging it rather gracefully for once, like he's actually testing the swing. Yeah.
All right, I'll figure out what axes specifically will be available for you. I actually did try and look up some of the axes that were available in this module, but nothing was
It's very hard to
appropriate,
find
if that
things.
makes sense.
Appropriate for like the level we're at the time, so it wouldn't be game breaking.
Oh, no, I don't care about that kind of thing. Are you kidding? The other two guys have already got game-breaking stuff.
Oh, well, just the squishy one then sucks.
But no, I'll figure out some options, and then I'll send them over to you. The ones that I didn't think were appropriate were just like this. In the DM handbook, there's like these really cool pictures, and this one I was looking at was just this gold, like, one-hander, and I was like, well, that's not... Who's gonna use this? This is more like a scepter. This isn't an axe. Anyway.
I mean, it would give me like the the two-hand axes, since I already have like that feat that lets you like dual wield.
That would be sick.
Then I
like
can do
that.
4 attacks.
Oh, that would be super sick. Yeah, I'll send over some options for you. I'll include a one-hander axe in there so you have that capability.
Thank you.
But, yeah, those are the options that Gilroy presents to you. He's like, yes, absolutely, and we can work out some kind of agreement where we could put that on store credit, perhaps, and we also accept trade-ins, different weaponry. If you'd like to put that as towards your purchase of one of these weapons, I could arrange that. If cash, if liquid assets, or something you're not in possession of that isn't in high supply at the moment.
He reaches into his bag of holding and takes out one of the 10 gold piece things of wine.
Oh dear, well, where did you pick up this magnificent bottle of wine?
I think that's rather unimportant.
Quite so. Forgive me for asking out of habit. I do apologize. And how many of these were you planning on including in the purchase?
He'll put about 5 in there.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, we can offer a discount of 50, 60. We'll call this a discount of 50 gold towards your purchase.
Cool, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. And he'll slide over the axe that you chose towards you. Well, figure out what that is. He's like,
About how much is it in total at the moment? Because I do have some gold on me.
well, your total currently for that piece of equipment will be 450 gold pieces.
Jesus, okay.
And since I do appreciate these vintages, we'll call it 400 gold even.
Alright. He's gonna reach into his bag of holding, pull out a small pouch, measure out 400 gold, and slide it on the table.
All right, go ahead and mark off your inventory 400 gold. Gilroy will take up a interesting box that you realize as he puts the coins into as a sorter. As the different coins that you handed him, the different gold pieces are sorted into different stacks. He takes those out, packages them into different rolls, and then puts them away in this kind of this belt, this coin belt that he has on his hip. He also then puts on a green visor and starts smoking a cigar. Well, wonderful doing business with you, my lady. Fantastic. And if you ever find yourself back in Baldur's Gate, you will swing by.
Getting called a girl.
I'm sorry.
This is just gonna keep happening.
Brother, bro. Thanks for coming by.
My dude.
My man.
I figured this would stop if I wasn't pink anywhere, but it keeps happening.
I think I'll get it. I think I'll slip up, but I think I can do it.
I think I'll just ignore it for now. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, I'll keep trying. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
But,
So yeah.
well, so you wave over your shoulder as Gilroy checks out your butt and gives you one of those golf waves as you walk away, his favorite part.
I think it was a mistake coming to this store alone.
You gotta be careful around Gilroy. He might pull a Harvey Weinstein on you.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. He'll do a Ron Jeremy on you if you're not careful.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hurry out the shop as quickly as possible with my newfound axe.
Yep, you better skitter on out of there, or else, nope, I can't think of any more.
Can't do that.
Yeah, because, sexual harassment's hilarious. Anyway, so you make your way out back towards the front gate, give a nod to Captain Zaj and Liara as they have requested very, not forcefully, but very emphatically that you make your way towards Candlekeep and meet with Silvaria. I don't know why that's...
He's gonna ask what this has to do with him personally.
Well, Silvaria Savicus. It's a hard one for me. Silvaria Savicus is an expert on the Nine Hells, and she'll be able to help us understand what the plans for our fair city are, how the puzzle box plays into the mystery, and what we can do to prevent Baldur's Gate from being pulled into Avernus itself.
I feel like this is quite a bit of responsibility for an outsider.
It is. Liara turns to you and holds both your shoulders as she looks deeply into your eyes. We're counting on you, Adrian. The fate of the city and perhaps the very world is in your hands.
You must be either very optimistic or very stupid. I am the wrong person for this sort of job.
We believe in you, and I am a very capable, strong, high armor class soldier, and I've been put into this position of power because I am able to choose and know who are the strong soldiers. And I see the potential in you, Adrian. You have the potential to become a great warrior.
Adrian's just looking at her deadpan, not even really reacting much to this. Like, yeah, sure.
I was like you when I was younger.
Until I
Flippant.
took an arrow to the knee.
Not a care in the world until I took an arrow to me. Now I watch this wall.
Oh no.
Go, Adrian. Take your turtle friend and your monk friend with you. They'll have
Hey,
your
stop
back,
him
hopefully.
Right there. Look, they're not my friends. I don't even think we're acquaintances.
Honestly, they seem like
We're given the same
horrific.
job with the same goal.
They just seem like terrible anchors that'll weigh you down. Hopefully, they might serve as a shield and take a bullet or catch an arrow that was meant for you.
Oh jeez. I'm pretty sure that turtle is conspiring against me, but who
Surely.
am I to say?
He had an evil look in his eye. I'm pretty sure he's a cow killer.
That's quite a way to put it.
I hate to use that slur, but honestly, when the boot fits.
Oh no, it's a slur. butler now. God.
But she gives you a final pep talk and says, and equips you with all the essentials that you'll need for your journey and sends you out.
Hate being kicked out of the city.
Yep. And on the other side of the gates, as you wade through the mass of refugees that have set up a tent city out here outside the gates,
Guess I'll live outside the gates now.
you make your way out into the broader countryside and towards Candlekeep, where Silvira Savakis waits with information, hopefully, on the city and how to protect it from the dark, flaming forces below. Two great bridges meet. As you make your way through the countryside, you see Wyram's Crossing. Two bridges meet at a tall, rocky island that rises from the middle of the Churinthar River. Buildings and merchant stalls line the sides of both bridges, making it impossible to see the river from the narrow, congested roadway that cuts between the structures. Wooden drawbridges connect the two bridges to keep a suitable atop the island. The flags of Baldur Gate and the Flaming Fist wave proudly above the fortress. And that is what you see as we end tonight's session.
Cool, yeah.
Totes, Malotes, dog. I'm gonna kill the stream, brah.